Today on the show, I celebrate 150 episodes with a whole lot of donuts. Hello, food freaks, and welcome to the 150th episode of That's Rank. I am on location at Suzy Q Donuts here in Ottawa, Ontario. You've heard me talk about them before. I have shown off their little donut holes that they released at Christmas time, but you've never seen their donuts up close and personal. But you'll get a chance to see those today, as I've got a box of 6 of their donuts that we are going to be digging into momentarily. And I thought I'd do things a little bit differently today, utilize this a little bit of story time / personal therapy. So we'll be discussing some changes I've undergone in recent history while we down a whole lot of donuts. But first and foremost, get a load of the beautiful donuts that we are getting our hands on here today. Walking you through what we're taking a look at, you've got maple bacon all the way up in the top corner. We've also got their strawberry social. S'mores. Down on the bottom row, we've got their blueberry pie donut. We've got a spicy pineapple and lime margarita. So by and large, I selected the donuts that were seasonal with the exception of the maple bacon, which is available year round. I always like that they focus so much on the local in-season fruits and whatnot. So I thought it would be fun to try a bunch of those out before they rotate them out as they move into their next lineup of seasonal items that are probably coming next month. And really, is there anywhere else I could start other than the s'more? Nothing screams summertime more than s'mores. And this is a beauty. Look at the caramelization job they've done on that marshmallow on top. And of course, they use the traditional Hershey's chocolate, which is typically the way you go when you're making a s'mores. It tastes more s'moresy when you're using the Hershey's chocolate. I am gonna dig in and get a bite. I want a little bit of everything, so I do want some of that marshmallow from the top. Y'all, they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. You get that awesome flavor of the marshmallow just off this toasted one coming off the top there. As well, they figured out how to get some of that graham cracker flavor directly into the icing, which I didn't expect. I actually thought it was likely to be more of a chocolate icing, but it's not. And they've got little bits of graham cracker pieces as well, coated in chocolate along the top. You can hear that, that's a crunchy bit. Wow, that's an exquisite donut. My son is gonna go crazy for this thing when I bring the rest of it home. That's awesome. All right, up second, let's get a little bit tipsy with the lime margarita. Check out that beauty there. That is so sour, but so sweet at the exact same time. One of the reasons that I am so crazy about Suzy Q's, comparative to basically any other donut shop within Ottawa, is first of all, their donuts are fried. They're light and fluffy, but they put so much time, attention, and care into the flavor glaze that they put on top of these things. They nail it every single time out. I don't think I've ever had a donut here that I haven't liked. I need another bite of this thing. I know I'm gonna pay for this later. I don't care. We always keep baby wipes on hand. My son's more than old enough to not need baby wipes, but they're so handy. Never stop. All right, we'll dive into some more momentarily, but wanted to talk first about some changes that have recently gone on with me. Difficult ones to some degree, but still working through it. Still trying to figure out whether or not I've gone about doing the right thing, but I'm pretty sure that I have. So, almost a year ago, I changed jobs. I've been working with one group for a long time, but my goal had always been to manage management inside of a contact center. And I got a cool opportunity to do that with a new company that I hadn't previously worked for last year. I knew somebody who was within there. They were able to vouch for me. I got some interviews, threw my name into the hat, and it turned out that I was a successful candidate. So I thought that was really cool. And one of the things that I really liked about this role is that I was managing centers from around the world. I had a whole lot of different countries that were sort of reporting into me. And I thought it was a neat way to meet a number of different people from different cultural backgrounds that you normally wouldn't get the chance to interact with. I had people in the UK, I had Ireland, I had Jamaica, I helped expand some outsourcing into the Philippines as well. I know a number of people from the Philippines from when I used to live there, and got some cool opportunities for a number of people that I know out there that are really good and probably were looking for a good break. So I was so pleased with doing that. But one of the countries that I was managing also included the Ukraine. I don't know how noticeable it was in the quality of my videos, but I do know that I absolutely started producing a lot less content back in the month of February and onwards. And I know I wasn't feeling it inside quite as much in terms of, being able to amp my game up and come on with, to bring the funny or whatever when I was reviewing the product. The fact of the matter is when the war was declared by Russia, I wasn't sleeping an awful lot. Like I was deeply concerned about the people who were working for me in the country of Ukraine. I was checking in on them constantly, and yeah, sleep was really hard to come by. I wasn't doing very well mentally. I'd say one of my big misses at that point was just not acknowledging the toll that it was taking on me personally. I tried to work my way through it as best I could without seeking out any sort of outside help or talking about it too much with other people. But like my family knew what I was going through, but my coworkers were more or less shielded from it because they were already going through their own stuff as it related to it. I didn't feel like I wanted to weigh down with anybody else. I had to lead my way through this. We'll talk more about that in a second, but I want to give a go to this spicy pineapple. I feel like this one is a bit of a wild card edition here. This could go either way in terms of being really good or not my favorite, so we'll see how it goes. The pineapple flavor is super good. It almost tastes like a Dole pineapple juice. You know the Dole slushies that you can get out at Disney World? Like, it actually tastes a lot like that. And I love the Dole pineapple. I think that it's the sweetest, most pineapple-y pineapple. Like, it's maybe not as natural as eating a fresh pineapple, but pineapples are so hit or miss when you get them. Sometimes they're really super bitter. Sometimes they're overtly sweet. I don't know how to pick out a good pineapple from the store. If you've got any tips, leave it down in the comment section below, because I would love to know how to pick out a good pineapple. But like the Dole pineapple, it's always on point, and this tastes a lot like that. What I'm not getting though is the spicy, which is interesting because it looks like there's some cayenne pepper on there, but it's pineapple-y donut. I love it though. I love pineapple. So anyway, the months are now passing and things just aren't getting better in the Ukraine. I'm constantly worried about my staff. We're having to come and go. They've got frequent bomb alarms, so they've got to, run off for safety. And every single time I got a warning saying, hey, I need to disappear to a bomb shelter, like, oh, my stomach sank because I was always worried, is this the one? Around the clock, I'm just thinking of these guys. I'm on CNN.com all the time. I'm watching videos on YouTube or wherever else, trying to keep on top of the news in terms of what is happening over there. Like, it was really, really scary. Oops. Got this blueberry pie, and I am dumping pie crumb all over my car right now. Thankfully, again, we've got the baby wipes. That is why you keep the baby wipes on hand. Easy cleanup. It's traditional blueberry jam filling, like a blueberry pie filling. I don't know if they've made it themselves or if they've purchased it from someone else. My guess is they probably made it themselves. These guys are really big on doing everything in-house. They're very proud about the fact that they source their own ingredients and really make all their recipes from scratch. So my guess is that they went ahead and made that pie filling themselves. It really does taste like your classic blueberry pie filling though. And the crumble, not deeply flavorful. It tastes like a pie crust, but it's a neat little textural contrast that you've got on top of the donut here. So very cool. Anyway, as the months passed and I was working my way through this, I really began to question whether or not I was made of the right stuff to be managing through a war. It's not something that's in the managerial playbook. It's not the kind of scenario that you ever imagine having to come across. And I truly didn't know what to do, but I knew that something in some way needed to change, something needed to give, because from a health perspective, I really wasn't doing well. At this stage, I'd lost about 15 pounds. Incredible given the kind of YouTube channel that I run. And I could just feel my demeanor, my sense of humor. Like, I'm usually a very up, happy-go-lucky, joke-cracking kind of guy, and I just wasn't being that guy with any sort of regularity. I constantly felt down. I felt like I was becoming Debbie Downer on conference calls and stuff like that. And the people I've worked with would, they might not even recognize who I was at that stage. It was a very sombering thing to have to work through. But on the other hand, I've been given the opportunity to do the job that I've always dreamed of doing. Like, this is what I've been chasing for at least the last decade or so, is I've always wanted to be in charge with molding my own contact center. My dream was becoming a nightmare very quickly, and I didn't know what to do. So I guess I ask, what would you have done in my position? It was really, really hard, but ultimately I gave my 2 weeks notice. Walked away from maybe the greatest opportunity I'd ever had in my life, and I was able to work out a deal to return to my previous organization. We got this strawberry social thing. You can see the real strawberries are leaking a little bit into the bottom of this donut here. And that's all it really is real strawberries jammed in between a normal glazed donut. I like this, but if you get it, you gotta eat it right away, because you can tell it's getting juicy and a little bit damp and limp fairly quickly. So if you get this, eat it. Not that there's any reason for you to hang on to it very long. And finally, the maple bacon. A lot of people are crazy for this thing. I will say, it's not my favorite on the entire menu, but every once in a while you get a bit of a craving for one of these things, and I gotta get one. And sometimes bacon falls off, so you get extra bacon. Anyway, that has been the last 4 months for me. I do hope, in terms of the quality of content that you're seeing my spirits start to come up. Like, I'm still working through some stuff mentally upstairs. I'm getting there though. The sleep is coming with a little bit more frequency these days, and I do hope that it is evident in the video content that I'm producing that things are lifting and coming about. But I'd love to hear from you in terms of, what your thoughts are on the whole situation, what you would have done if you'd been sort of tasked in the exact same position. And if anybody from the Ukraine is in fact watching this video, guys, my heart is still with you. I'm sorry I'm not chatting with you on a regular basis, but I still think about y'all all the time, and I really hope that everybody is doing well. I gotta get these home. I know I've got a hungry little 5-year-old who is gonna be bouncing off the walls once he gets his hands on this crazy s'mores donut. This one's got his name written all over it. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, why the heck not? We got over 400 people on board now. Make sure that you are the next one so that you never miss out whenever new content arrives. I thank you, as always, for your likes and your comments. And otherwise, I will catch y'all on the next one. Ciao for now.